Hello. This is Adelaide Brown, your heart coach, and I just wanted to stop by and chat with you guys a little bit. I was talking with my girl Ty, and she had a question that she wanted me to answer. I am the heart coach, and I deal with matters of the heart, and I help individuals learn how to live authentically on purpose while dealing with their matters of the heart, emotional, mental, relationship issues. Today we are talking about, should I say, the question is, I am going through a divorce. Can I start dating now or should I wait until after my divorce? Well, I would like to first start off and say I have never been divorced. I am married. I have been married for 7, almost 8 years now. Next month will be 8 years. And I just want to answer this from a perspective of a married person, but also understanding how it feels to be in a situation where you feel like you have to get out of it. I do know that there are some instances where divorce is necessary, where there's abuse and all different types of abuse, and I understand that. But the Bible seems to be pretty clear about how God feels about divorce. It talks about how Moses wrote in talks about divorce in the Old Testament and the Torah, because God said because the hearts of men were hard. So Moses had to do that because we harden our hearts, and a lot of times we don't want to forgive others, but we don't want to forgive them for the same things we desire for them to forgive us for. That's another thing, another topic for another time. But Moses talked about how if a man wants to divorce his wife, he can write her a certificate of divorce. But it also says that if you can write the certificate of divorce, but it doesn't mean you're necessarily not married. And so when you move on with someone else, you're defiling your body, for a woman or for a man. But just bringing it in, just understanding that the Bible says that in multiple places in the Old and New Testament. In Mark and Luke, and talks about it in Deuteronomy and other places. But I would like to chat with you just a little bit about moving on after divorce from my perspective. Like I said, I've never been divorced. I've been around quite a few divorcees, and I just want to share this. Matthew 19:6 says, "So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." So if this flesh that was once one is now separating and becoming two again, I say, as you're going through a divorce, you should not date. You should not start a new relationship. If you were in a relationship and that's a part of the reason for the divorce, you might still need to take some time off from that so that you can really get to know who you are and what you want out of life. A lot of times we go through relationship in and out. The person's name may change, social security number may have changed, the look may change, but you're dating the same person. And the truth of the matter is, you're dating the same person because you're attracting that. You are the common denominator. And you have to stop blaming other people and say, hey, what do I need to do? What do I need to work on? If you're going through a divorce, I've heard people say that divorce feels like death. It's like a part of you has died. It's like a part of your identity is lost. It is cut off. So if you're going through that process, you want to allow that death to completely happen before you decide you want to start to build something new. Nobody wants to attach something new to something that's dead and decaying. And if you don't heal properly from your divorce, this disconnection, then you will bring that dysfunction, that sickness, that illness, that disconnect into your new relationship, no matter how good that person is, because hurting people hurt people. So I just want you to think about it like this. What God has put together, no man can put asunder. So when you are separating in divorce, look at it like an amputation. When someone has to have a leg or arm, body part cut off, that wound has to heal before they could even consider getting a prosthetic, which is a new arm or a new leg to walk on or to use to maneuver throughout life. They have to allow that wound to heal. They have to deal with the phantom pains, they call it, the nerve pains. They have to deal with the idea that that they are now living life without that limb or that appendage, and find themselves apart from something they've had their whole lives. And that's a lot like what divorce is, when we disconnect from the person that we thought we would be spending the rest of our lives with, that we had connected and became one with. So if you are going through a divorce or even just had a bad breakup, I encourage you to take some time off. Go through the entire process, whatever it takes, and get to know yourself. Calm down, focus, and then move forward making better decisions, because you know you love yourself enough that you can actually bring someone else into that equation and be able to love them, and also be open to receive love from them. Because when we don't heal, we often reflect the love that we so desire. So I encourage you. Remember, this is Adelaide Brown, your heart coach, and I thank you guys for tuning in. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at The Heart Connections, and on Twitter at Heart Coach Talk. Love you guys. Have a great day.